Hello students, welcome back to your online video classes. In the previous class, we have studied the various types of lenses. First of all, convex lens, that is the converging one which converges the incident beam. The second one is concave lenses. These lenses diverges the incident beam. So, after this some common terminology and then some basic principles of image formation, but in both convex and concave lenses and the various types of images which are found particularly in the concave and convex lenses we have studied. We have studied table 9.4 and 9.5 in which the details of image are given. Then we studied lens formula and some numericals based on lens formula. After that we studied the power of convergence or divergence, that is the power of lens whose formula is P is equal to 1 by f. And now today we will study a sensory organ which will first of all senses the surrounding and sees the various colors and objects surrounding us. This sensory organ is eye. So, first of all we will study the structure of eye in detail and then several defects of vision related to it. So, first of all, eye is divided into three parts. First part is the outer one surrounding the eyeball, that is cornea and sclera. Cornea is a transparent part which is approximately two-third part of the power of lens, power of eye. So, cornea refracts the most of the light and let it concentrate towards the retina, and sclera is the posterior part, backside part of the eye, which is also known as white of eye. It is not transparent, it is composed of the fibrous tissue. The fibrous tissues are collagen and elastin fibers. So, cornea is a transparent membrane like structure which refracts most of the light and contributes to third power of the eye. And sclera is a fibrous tissue. This is also known as white of eye, and these fibers are composed of elastin and collagen fibers. So, after sclera and cornea, that was the outer part of eye. Now we will study the middle part. In middle part there are three sub parts. First of all choroid, then ciliary body and iris. So, choroid is a part which is present between sclera and retina, that was the inner part of the eye. Choroid provide nutrition and oxygen to the sclera and retina. It also absorbs the excess amount of light and prevents the reflection of light in the internal part of eye. So, it helps in the clearing over vision images and helps in contributing nutrition and oxygen to the eye, mostly the parts sclera and retina. Then comes the second part, that is ciliary body. These muscles helps in contracting and dilating the pupil. These ciliary body are the extensions of the choroid. Then comes the iris. Iris is a pigmented part of the eye in which a hole-like structure is present which is known as pupil. This iris may be of different colors in an individual. Someone have black, brown or blue eyes due to the color of iris. Then the innermost part of eye, that is retina. It is the sensitive part which receives the external rays, senses it and transmits it with the help of optic nerve to the brain. And after that in the brain processing occurs and we can sense what the image we are seeing actually. So, then the pupil. Pupil is a aperture which decides the amount of light entering the eye. If pupil is constricted, that means if the size of hole is very small, then a little amount will enter to the eye. According to the situation, like that when you are in the direct sunshine in the very intense light, then pupil will constrict so that amount of light decreases and we can see properly. But when you are in a dark room where there was a dim light, then pupil will dilate so that more amount of light that we need to see properly will come to our eye. So, pupil expands, that is dilates or constricts according to the intensity of light present in the surrounding. Sometimes it has been said that we should not look at the solar eclipse directly. Why? Because at the time of solar eclipse, sun is covered by the moon. At that time the intensity of light is very low. So due to the dim light, the pupil constricts and the amount of light and pupil dilates, and due to the dilation of pupil, maximum amount of light enters to the body. But when suddenly the moon uncover the sun, then at that time the intensity of light suddenly increases. But our pupil cannot constrict or dilate instantly. At that time pupil is dilated, and so very much amount of light enters in the eye and it can damage our eye. So you should not see properly directly the solar eclipse. Then comes a fluid structure, that is aqueous humor. It is present between the cornea and the eye lens. It is a fluid like structure in which concentration of protein is low. It helps in refraction, that it supports the cornea in refraction. It also provides nutrition to the cornea and lenses. The second type of fluid like structure, which is much more jelly like structure, that is vitreous humor. These two provides the pressure to the eyeball, which maintains the shape of the eyeball a spherical structure. Vitreous humor is present between the lens and retina of the body. Then comes the eye lens. When eye lens becomes thick, then its focal length is decreased, and when eye lens is thin, then its focal length is increased. So by thickening and thinning of eye lens, we can change the focal length, and this property of changing the focal length is known as power of accommodation. So this was all about the structure of eye. Now we will discuss the defects of vision. These defects of visions are also related to the power of accommodation, which we have discussed now. The power of accommodation is changing the focal length, but with the age, with the stress level and injuries, these power of accommodation is disturbed in an individual, and due to that various defects are produced in the eye, and you have to use the lenses according to that. So first of all, myopia. Myopia is also known as short-sightedness. This short-sightedness word denotes that you can see the nearby objects very clearly, but you cannot see the far objects clearly, because when light converges, it converges a bit earlier than the retina. So image will be formed that will be blur. To make the image properly on the retina, you have to converge the rays actually on retina. So for that we uses the concave lenses. By the concave lenses, that are the diverging one, they will diverge the rays a little bit, and then that rays will converge exactly at retina instead of converging before the retina. So this was the defect myopia, short-sightedness, in which we cannot see the nearby objects clearly, and in this type of defect we will use the contact lenses of concave. Then comes the second defect, that is hypermetropia, which is also known as far-sightedness, in which we cannot see properly the far by objects, but you can see the nearby objects clearly. In this kind of defect, the image will form behind the retina, they will converge later. So for converging them exactly on the retina, we will use the convex lenses. These are the converging lenses which will converge the incident beams exactly on retina. So this is hypermetropia, in which convex lenses are used for its treatment. Third one is presbyopia. This defect, presbyopia, are mainly present in the old age persons. In presbyopia, both type of defects, that is myopia and hypermetropia as well, is present. So in these kind of defects we use both concave as well as convex lenses. Concave lenses, that are the diverging ones, are present on the upper side of the mirror glass, and the convex lens are present on the lower side. The fourth defect is astigmatism, in which we cannot see the horizontal as well as vertical lines together. So during that defect we use the cylindrical lenses, so that we can see properly horizontal as well as vertical lines. In this defect, the curvature of cornea is disturbed at the time of embryonic development. So this astigmatism disorder can be present in every individual of any kind of age. So, the last defect is cataract. This is the defect of eye lens in which the transparency of eye lens is disturbed, and due to that an opaque structure is present. Due to that opaque structure of eye lens, the reflection of light is not proper, and due to that you must have to replace the eye lens, or in the previous time when technology was not that developed, at that time the dark colored glasses were used, but after that when the technology was further developed, then the eye lenses are replaced with the help of surgery and artificial lenses are placed. So, these were the defects which were related to the eyes. Now, after explaining the structure of eye, we will practice some numericals based on it. So, first of all, the first numerical is question number 4 of objective type questions. The question is, if focal length of a mirror is plus 60 centimeter, then this is the kind of mirror. First of all, concave mirror, second one is parabolic, third option is plane mirror, and fourth one is convex mirror. I have told you that the focal length is positive in convex mirror. So, the answer of fourth question is convex mirror. Fifth question is, the focal length of a plane mirror is. So, as you know that the radius of curvature of a plane surface is infinite and focal length is r by 2. So, the focal length of a plane mirror is also infinite. Question number 7. The power of a lens is plus 2 diopter. What will be its focal length? So, power of lens is plus 2 diopter. Focal length is 1 by 2, that is 1 by power. So, the answer will be 0.5 in meter, and in centimeter it will be 50 centimeter. So, the next numerical is question number 9, that is to get a real image of the same size of object. You have to get a real image and that will be of the same size of object, that means magnification is 1 and V is equal to U. So, where shall the object be placed before a convex lens of focal length 15 centimeter? As you know, the focal length of a convex mirror lens will be positive, that is 15 centimeter, and U is equal to V. V is real. So, it will be towards the right hand side and will be positive, and U, as you know, are always towards the left hand side and they will be negative. So, by putting the U positive and putting the V positive and U negative, you will get the X, that is 30 centimeter, and you know U will be negative 30 centimeter and V will be positive 30 centimeter. Now, the question number 10. An object is placed at infinity with respect to a concave lens of focal length 20 centimeter. Distance of virtual image from lens will be. So, in this question, focal length is given of a concave lens. So, the focal length will be negative minus 20 centimeter and object will be at infinite. So, X will be minus 20 centimeters. So, V is minus 20, that will be formed towards the left hand side, and in lenses the images which are formed towards left hand side will be virtual. So, these were the small questions related to the optics. Now, we will discuss some numerical based questions in which mirror and lens formula will be mostly used. So, the first question related to this given on page number 130, numerical questions. Question number 1. Focal length of a concave mirror is 30 centimeter. As you know, in concave mirror focal length will be negative, that is minus 30 centimeter. If an object is placed at 40 centimeter, so U will be minus 40 centimeter. Then find the position of image and also get the magnification. So, in this question we have to find the V as well as the magnification. So, first of all, as the question is of mirror, you will use the mirror formula 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. In concave mirror, focal length will be negative, so minus 30, U will be negative 40 centimeters, so minus 40. So, after putting the values in the equation, we will get V is equal to minus 120 centimeter, and after that the formula of magnification will be used. Magnification is minus V upon U. V is minus 120 and U is minus 40, and 1 minus is of the formula, and by that you will get magnification -3. This minus tells that the image is real and inverted, and the digit 3 which is greater than 1 tells that the image is highly magnified. So, the second question of numerical is, an image of an object is seen at 8 centimeter. So, V will be 8 centimeter as it is seen, V is 8 centimeter from the convex mirror. If focal length of convex mirror is 16 centimeter, then you have to find the position of object. As it is talking about convex mirror, so image will be virtual and V will be positive. Focal length of convex mirror, so f will be positive 16 centimeter. Then by putting that in the mirror formula, you will get u, that is minus 16 centimeter. Next question number 3. An object is placed at a distance of 60 centimeter from the convex lens of focal length 30 centimeter. As the lens is convex, so focal length will be positive 30 centimeter and the distance of object will be always negative, that is minus 60 centimeter. The height of object is given, that is 3 centimeter, and you have to find the details of image. So, first of all you will put the values of focal length and object distance in the formula of lenses. First of all, 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. By putting the values, you will get the distance of image, that is 60 centimeter, and that will be towards the right hand side. So, the image formed will be real and inverted. And you can check the details of image by putting the values in the formula of magnification. By that you get magnification -1. So, this minus denotes that the image is real and inverted, and in the lenses the real images are formed towards the right hand side, so their measurements will be positive, and the height of image is also 3 centimeter, which will be inverted. Next question is question number 4. An object is placed at 10 centimeter from a convex lens. If focal length of convex lens is 40 centimeter, then you have to find the position of image as well as the nature of image. So, U is minus 10 centimeter and focal length is 40 centimeter. By that details, you have to put the values of U and F in the formula of lens. Then you get the V, that is minus 40 by 3 centimeter. This denotes that in the lens, the image will form towards the left hand side, and particularly in lenses, when images are formed towards left hand side, then these images will be virtual. You can verify that again with the help of magnification. You get the positive 4 by 3, and this positive denotes that the image is virtual and erect, and 4 by 3, that is greater than 1, denotes that the magnification of image happens and the image formed is enlarged. So, the last remaining 3 questions 4, 6 and 7 you will do by yourself, and with the help with the numerical problems we have completed our chapter 9, that is light. Thank you.